Hey everybody, it's our last day of devotions and we're so excited. Today we're going to be talking about Jesus' story, which would have been happening right now back then.
Yeah.
And we're going to be reading from Luke 2
Yep.
about that particular part of the story.
Yeah, this is the birth of Jesus, right? We're up to the night. And it says this: in those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. And everyone went to their own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house of the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them.
Yeah, when I read about this story, it immediately makes me feel a little anxious,
Yeah.
right? Because you feel like you're being taken out of your comfort zone and you're not even part of the story at the moment.
Yeah.
And while we were preparing this, Carmen was telling me how I'm a very structured person and I should speak from that point of view, and that's very true, because when it comes to our holidays, I plan it to the T, to the hour. Everything is planned, and sometimes traveling can be stressful. It's not just get in a car and go, get on a flight and go. And we recently did a 12-hour trip to Cape Town, and that drive was already uncomfortable and hot and unpleasant, and we were in a nice car with air conditioning, so I can't even begin to imagine the comfort zone that Mary had to step out of, being pregnant, being highly pregnant actually, and also probably doing it on a donkey, right? Which is probably not the most comfortable thing. And for her to be able to step out of that comfort zone and remove herself from it, and not just say, hey, I'm just going to stay at home, I'm not going to do this, but to go with her husband and do what and be obedient in that sense to God is just amazing. That speaks to the obedience in the marriage, in the relationship, and the paving the way for Jesus to come as well. And that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's huge, because I mean, imagine being that pregnant, to have to go on this journey. How much fear you must have, praying to God. I imagine she was praying to God like, not now, don't let it happen now. And then as soon as they get there, now the baby wants to come, and there's no place for them anywhere. Imagine that fear, and imagine that doubt, how can this happen now? And I think that in that moment, we can see that this was all part of God's plan, right? He took them there. He needed them to get there to fulfill prophecy. He needed Jesus to be born in this manner so we could know that he was a humble king, not one who came for glory and fame, but one who wanted to love us and be just like us. And I think that fear was wiped away by God in that moment. And I think for us in our own lives, we can take that away a little bit, that sometimes our plans just don't work out, right? And we plan the best possible things and stuff just gets in the way. But God is in control. It's all part of his plan. And we can remember that just in the way that Jesus was born, exactly how he should, God has that same plan for your life and for what's going on with you. And so we remember that as we remember Jesus.
And
today.
the word that comes to mind for me is rest. Just rest in God, because he's got it sorted and he's working out everything for your good. And during this Christmas period, focus on resting in God, not just resting physically and from work, but rest in God for your situations and for anything that you're going through now in your life. And we just wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you tomorrow at church. And we're so excited to be spending that together with our church family.
We'll see you then. When you're ready, go for it.
Good morning.
Wait for that thing.
How she must have felt when this angel appeared to her. I'm not too sure about you.
Hey everybody, it's Christmas Eve and we're so excited. We're on our last day of devotions, and today we're going to be talking about Jesus' birth, which would have been happening now way long ago.
So we do wish you a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year.
Let's figure
What
out
are we
what I'm
saying? So we wish you
A
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
And
See you next Sunday in church. Come on.